In the early hours of a fateful summer morning, an experienced pilot, known for his exceptional skills and fearless nature, took to the skies in a state-of-the-art aircraft. But by the time the sun had risen fully, the pilot, along with his plane, vanished without a trace. What followed was a mystery that would baffle authorities, stir the minds of amateur sleuths, and become one of the most chilling disappearances in aviation history. Today, we're diving deep into the strange case of Captain Robert Hale, a man whose sudden disappearance still haunts the world of aviation. The details of what happened that night are still shrouded in mystery, and some people believe the truth is even stranger than we could have imagined. So sit back, relax, and join me as we unravel the eerie disappearance of Captain Hale. What really happened that night? Was it an accident, or something far more sinister? It was the summer of 1987, and Captain Robert Hale was a name known to many in the world of aviation. He wasn't just any pilot. Hale had earned his reputation as one of the most skilled and daring aviators in the business. His flawless record and calm demeanor in the cockpit had earned him numerous accolades, and his career was on an unstoppable trajectory. Hale's aircraft of choice was a sleek Cessna Citation, a high-performance jet used by corporate executives, celebrities, and of course, top-tier pilots like him. It was the perfect machine for someone who loved pushing the limits of what was possible in the sky. But on the night of June 3rd, 1987, Hale would take off for what would be his final flight. He was scheduled to fly from Pittsburgh International Airport to a private airstrip in northern Pennsylvania. Just a routine night flight, or so it seemed. By all accounts, the weather was clear, his plane was in excellent condition, and Hale was at the top of his game. Yet just 2 hours into the flight, something would go horribly wrong. It was around 11 p.m. when Captain Hale made his final radio transmission. He was approaching a remote stretch of land in the Allegheny Mountains, a region known for its unpredictable weather patterns. Hale reported in that everything was going smoothly, but his tone, so calm, so collected, hid an underlying tension. Then just minutes later, the unthinkable happened. A routine check-in with the control tower was met with nothing but silence. The kind of silence that sends a cold chill down your spine. No response, no distress call, nothing. As seconds stretched into minutes, the air traffic controllers began to grow increasingly concerned. Hale's aircraft had vanished from their radar screens and no one could explain why. The problem? The region Hale was flying over was notorious for radio interference and equipment malfunctions, but it was also a place where some people claimed strange things happened. Stories of pilots reporting unexplained lights, strange turbulence, and even mysterious figures in the sky began to surface, rumors that only added fuel to the growing unease. The search for Captain Hale began almost immediately. Rescue teams were sent out to comb through the dense forests, the mountainous terrain, and the isolated ridges in search of any sign of the aircraft. But despite an exhaustive search effort that lasted for days, not a single piece of wreckage was found. It was as if the plane had simply disappeared from the face of the earth. Local authorities, baffled and desperate for answers, scoured the area for weeks. No debris, no bodies, nothing to suggest that an aircraft had crashed. And yet, no one could explain what had happened to Captain Hale. The initial theories ranged from simple equipment malfunction to a possible hijacking, but none of these theories held up. The aircraft's flight data recorder was never recovered, and Hale's communication systems had worked perfectly up until that last transmission. It was almost as if the plane had been pulled out of reality. A few months later, a breakthrough of sorts came. A hiker in the mountains stumbled upon a small, seemingly insignificant piece of metal tucked deep in a ravine. It didn't match anything from Hale's plane, but it was from a plane. The metal piece was sent for further investigation, but it led nowhere. The search for answers would continue for years, with multiple theories and leads that all ultimately went nowhere. In the years following Hale's disappearance, strange rumors began circulating about his final flight. Some believed Hale had crashed due to technical failure, perhaps an issue with the plane's instruments, or something as mundane as a fuel miscalculation. But others, while others believed something far stranger had happened. One of the most bizarre theories involved a UFO sighting in the region that night. According to several locals, bright lights had been seen in the sky, moving in erratic patterns near the area where Hale's plane was last reported. Some claimed to have seen objects that defied the laws of physics, fast-moving lights that made impossible turns, hovering without any discernible propulsion. As strange as it sounds, these sightings have been linked to a series of similar events in the area over the years. While many dismissed the idea as folklore, the sheer number of similar reports made it difficult to ignore. Could it be possible that Hale's disappearance was linked to something far beyond our understanding? As time went on, the case began to fade into the background, but there was one chilling moment that brought it back into the public eye. In 1992, a former police officer named John Trask, who had been involved in the initial investigation, gave an interview that would send shockwaves through the community. Trask claimed that while searching the dense forests, he had stumbled upon something deeply unsettling, a large, burned circle in the woods where the trees and underbrush had been scorched in a perfect, almost unnatural pattern. When Trask asked his superiors about it, he was told to forget what he saw. He was told it was just a fire, nothing more. But Trask wasn't convinced, and neither were some of the conspiracy theorists who had followed the case closely. What they suggested was chilling. Could Hale have encountered some kind of military experiment gone wrong, or possibly even an alien encounter? It was a theory that, while bizarre, gained a following. The mystery of Captain Robert Hale's disappearance remains unsolved to this day. While many have tried to offer explanations, ranging from mechanical failure to extraterrestrial intervention, no one has ever found definitive proof of what happened to him or his aircraft. What makes this case so unsettling isn't just the disappearance of a skilled pilot, but the complete lack of evidence. No crash site, no bodies, not even a single piece of wreckage. It's as if Hale's plane simply ceased to exist. And the eerie rumors surrounding the case have only added to the sense that something far stranger may be at play. In the years since, the case has remained an open mystery, one that continues to baffle investigators and haunt those who remember it. Was Captain Hale the victim of an accident? Or did something far more sinister take place in the skies that night? The only thing we can be certain of is that the answer may never be found. Thank you for joining me on this deep dive into one of aviation's most chilling mysteries. If you found this story as haunting as I did, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more unsolved cases like this one. And remember, in the world of crime and mystery, sometimes the truth is more elusive than we can even imagine. Until next time, stay curious and stay safe.